So what they're attempting to do, and by them I mean central banks and governments and corporations really, is grow more collateral, right? Because if they have more collateral to use, well, then what they can do is they can grow more debt. So using a client's equity for their benefit, and I'm talking about Wall Street banks right now, using a client equity for themselves is called hypothecation. Re-hypothecation is using that same asset over and over and over again. So if you think back to 2008 and the great financial crisis, do you remember that nobody went to jail, even though a tremendous amount of wealth was transferred and the markets, the stock markets imploded and the real estate markets imploded, and really it was like a domino effect? Well, that's because what they did wasn't illegal. This is written into the contract that you sign when you agree to hold your assets in-house. As a new stockbroker at Shearson back in the 80s, everything was about getting those assets held in-house because people used to hold their bond certificates and their stock certificates, which means that Wall Street could not use them as collateral, couldn't use their client equity because it wasn't inside the system. Now everything is inside the system. You can't even buy a bond and hold a bond certificate. And I know they've been going that way with stocks as well, making it more and more and more difficult. And they want to bring everything, including real estate, gold, rare collectibles, even a flippin' mug. They want to bring everything into the digital ecosystem because then that all becomes equity for them to utilize, meaning Wall Street and Wall Street banks. You know, there might not be any more choices. I know there are no more choices with bonds and there are very few choices with stocks, but frankly, we still have a choice with hard asset and dynastic wealth assets. If you can see this coming, perhaps you can just avoid them taking your equity and gambling with it, because that's what they're doing. Banks make most of their money on trading. Don't let them. Hold it, own it. Just that simple. I absolutely know we've got to get some sound money back in this system. And the first way that you can do it is by setting up your sound money strategy so that you become, in essence, your own central banker and you retain your freedom, because everything is about taking that freedom away. I say no. In gold and silver, I trust. And until next time, please be safe out there. Bye-bye.